Okay, the most important theme today, it's in question, reading strategies. Thinking about how you read. Reading is the most important skill before 4 skills, and the most difficult skill also. So I'll try to give explanation about how to expand your reading. First, metacognition. Thinking about how you think. Before you can truly improve your reading skills, you need to understand what happens in good readers' minds while they read. You may even do these things already. You just don't know it yet. Good readers have developed good habits when they read. We call this habit strategy. Strategies help readers understand, connect to, and determine the importance of what they are reading. They also visualize, ask questions about, and read between the lines of what they read. The reading strategies. There are 7 reading strategies. The first one is making connections while you are reading. Next one, asking questions. Next one, determining importance of reading text. Infer and predict about what will come next. Visualizing, synthesizing, and using fix-up strategies. They are most powerful and most useful strategies of reading. Now, I'll give explanation about making connections while you are reading a text. Text to self. For example, similar events in your life. Text to text. Books, movies, TV, and etc. Text to life. Real-world events. Making connections. We are going through making connections. And next thing is, ask yourself, what do I already know about this? Has anything similar ever happened to me? How would I feel if this happened to me? Can I relate to the characters? Does the story remind me of something? They are very important questions about reading text, and if you can answer such kind of questions in your reading text, you have no difficulty while coming to the end of the reading text. Okay, make connections, connect yourself to the text, go past it, the obvious. Ask questions. What don't you get? What do you get? What words don't you understand? What other questions do you have? What do you wonder about as you read? Next, why ask such kind of questions? What do you think? Asking questions helps keep you focused on the text. It's very difficult to focus on one text while reading unfamiliar text. If your mind wanders, you will not understand, then you will be bored. If you run into problems, things you just don't understand, then you can check yourself with a question. Determine importance. Pick and choose which details are the most important to remember. For example, in one reading text, in a text, there are lots of complex plots, and there may be lots of interesting situations in the reading text, and we may be interested in such kind of situations, and we must think about what a teacher might ask on a test. Then think about what the author hints might be important later on. Why determine importance? Anything you read contains a lot of information, as I told above. You cannot remember everything. By deciding what's important, you don't have to remember everything. You can prioritize the information you need in order to understand. Infer and predict. Prediction is the best thing to read the text. For example, good readers are like detectives. They use clues to determine what's happening in a story. This is called inference. Good readers also make educated guesses about what may happen later in the story. They use the author's hints to predict what will most likely occur. Ask yourself, what is not stated that I have figured out? What do I predict will happen? Why do I think so? Infer and predict. Remember knowledge plus text. Inference equals to inference. Knowledge plus text. The next, visualize. Predict in your mind the images the author creates with you or with his or with her words. Pay close attention to sensory details. For example, if you were there, what would you see, or hear, or smell, or taste, or touch, or feel? There are all kinds of visualization. Why visualize? If you don't picture the events of the story, you will get bored. You will easily get bored. The author's job is to paint pictures in the reader's mind. The reader's job is to visualize what the author describes. Why not, yeah? Synthesis. Synthesis is a fancy way of saying that you must bring everything together in the end. In other words, what's the meaning of what you are reading? While synthesizing, ask yourself, what does it all mean? What's the big idea of the text? What are the questions still left unanswered? What are the lessons I should learn? What do I think about this book? After reading the text or book, you must ask yourself above mentioned questions. This will help you to remember the story or the book or the plots longer. Use fix-up strategies. What are these? Make sure you are understanding what you are reading. When you run into trouble, you just don't get it. Use little correction strategies to help you figure out what you went wrong. We call these methods fix-up strategies. Here are some examples of fix-up strategies. Reread, underline, use a dictionary, read aloud, ask for help. In my opinion, it's very useful to reread the text or underline the text. I don't want to use a dictionary while reading a text, while reading a book, because it's not helpful, in my opinion. I always try to reread the sentence or this plot again, or underline such kind of plots. Why use strategies? Strategies create a plan of attack. Then you can solve any reading problems yourself. Strategies help you learn how to understand. If you know how to understand, then you are more likely to understand. Strategies help you realize how you are thinking so that you can think more deeply and more consciously. Remember, you may be using some or all of the strategies already. You just may not know the name of the strategies. However, as you learn to read more complicated materials, you will need to use the strategies purposefully. So practice while reading a text or a book. From Finding Nemo picture. You may use this link to show or to watch the video. Thank you for your attention. They're all about today's reading strategies.